Today is Friday, January 26th, 2018, and this is Song Dissections. And we are going to look at the song Devil Went Down Georgia. You'll see that in the comment or in the title description. Devil Went Down to Georgia, song sung by the Charlie Daniels Band. It was written by the Charlie Daniels Band, who was Charlie Daniels, Tom Crain, Taz DiGregorio, Fred Edwards, Charles Hayward, and James Marshall. It was copyrighted by Epic Records in 1979. English is my only language, and I'm very bad at it. So we're going to dissect. Basically, we are going to do some exploratory surgery and see if there's anything wrong with this song. So we're going to go through the lyrics. No singing. I will not sing, I promise. There will be no music because it'll get a copyright and YouTube will take it down. And I don't know how you demonetize something that's not monetized, but I don't need any strikes against me on a new channel. So this is just a little bit of kind of discussing, dissecting, analyzing, taking it apart. So I'll put all the information on the copyrights and everything down in the description as well, just so I cover all bases. So I have my phone here because I didn't memorize all these. So we'll start. First part is pretty easy. Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind. He was way behind. He was going to make a deal. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. Now, first off, what's the devil doing just wandering around Georgia? I don't get it. I'm still wondering what the devil is doing in Georgia. I mean, of all the things that the devil could be doing, wandering around Georgia and stumbling upon a man playing a fiddle, you'd think he had something better to do. I mean, couldn't he have stumbled into somebody playing the electric guitar? I mean, something... Fiddle's not exactly the most glamorous. It's basic. It's the redneck violin. Stradivarius didn't make fiddles, I don't think. I'll have to check that. I know that if he does, they'd probably be worth more than the violin, because who goes, ooh, why would Stradivarius have made a fiddle? Stradivarius fiddles. Yeah, right, whatever. But first off, why is he in Georgia? Why? Doesn't need to be. He could be anywhere in the world. Anywhere. He could be in Hawaii. He could be in the Bahamas. But he chose to go to Georgia. I'm not saying Georgia's a bad place. Just, there are nicer places he could go. I mean, there's some nice islands and stuff, and it's still warm there. Like Georgia, it's warm. So the devil basically tells Johnny, he goes, I bet you didn't know, but I'm a fiddle player too. It's like, really? Really? The devil is a fiddle player. This is what we're assuming in this song, is that the devil plays the fiddle. I'm sorry, but I don't picture the devil as a fiddle player. I picture the devil as an electric guitar guy. Maybe if he wants to annoy, his subjects, he might bang on some drums, make things loud, but maybe he might play a tiny violin when people are whining at him, but I can't see him playing the fiddle. I don't think Satan was a redneck. But let's continue. He asks him if he cares to take a dare. I'll make a bet with you. Now, you play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. Satan's referring to himself in the third person. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul because I think I'm better than you. You would hope that the devil, who's had probably eternity, if he is a fiddle player, he should have had eternity to play the fiddle and get good at it. Or at least as long as the fiddle's been around. I mean, Johnny, I'm guessing, is probably a guy in his 20s. And Satan's a guy in his thousands, hundreds. I don't know how old Satan is. But, I mean, if the fiddle was invented 200 years before this, then, the devil should have been playing the whole time. Should be pretty good, right? Mid-20s Johnny shouldn't be able to whoop his butt. But we'll see how this goes. Also, fiddle of gold. Fiddle of gold, how much would that weigh? About 50 pounds? The average fiddle. I'd say it's about 2.5 feet long, probably about that, maybe about a foot wide. That's a lot of gold. Might be worth about $1 million. Here's a problem. You willing to bet your soul for $1 million? It's like if you win, you get $1 million. If you lose, eternal damnation. Is it worth it? $1 million. What if you die the next day? What if the devil arranges for you to get hit by a bus or an orchestra? I don't know. You're not gonna get to enjoy the money. The boy said, "My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin." Okay, so you're already guaranteed. It might be a sin. It probably is a sin. You're betting. It's like, I'm pretty sure somewhere in the Bible that's wrong. So now you've already made a sin. Better ask for forgiveness. And if you don't, then you're going to go to hell anyway. So you might, this is already a losing situation for poor Johnny, and he doesn't even, I don't think Johnny's very bright. But I'll take your bet. Right there, it's made the sin. You're going to regret, because I'm the best there's ever been. How do you know? Well, I'm guessing there's not that many people playing the fiddle, so he might be the best that's ever been on earth, because there's probably 6 people playing the fiddle. And they all are in his family, and he's, taking them on. Okay, we'll move on. So the chorus is, "Johnny, rosin up your bow, play your fiddle hard, because hell's broke loose in Georgia, and the devil deals the cards." Okay, devil deals the cards. "And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul." Sold! No, I don't know. $1 million for your soul. I mean, it's like it's a risky bet. But the devil's dealing the cards. So devil's dealing the cards. The devil should have been playing the fiddle since the day it was invented. If he's a fiddle player, I don't really see how Johnny has a chance. Let's continue and see how Johnny fares. "The devil opened up his case and he said, 'I'll start this show.' Fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. Then he pulled the bow across the strings and made an evil hiss." That's already a bad sign for your music if it's hissing. I mean, your fiddle shouldn't hiss. It's not a hiddle, it's a fiddle. It shouldn't hiss. And it made an evil hiss. And a band of demons joined in, and it sounded something like this. Well, then the whole thing plays, and it sounds very funky. It doesn't really sound like, there is some fiddling in there, but there's some guitar and there's some other things. And I'm going, now, wait a minute. Why, this is a fiddling contest. Why does he get a band? I guess Johnny forgot to ask what the rules were. So Johnny, when the devil finished, Johnny said, "You're pretty good, old son. But sit down in that chair right there. Let me show you. I'll show you how it's done." So, then we go into this next part. Now, this is the part that messed me up, because I've always wondered what he says in this part of the song. Well, I have the lyrics, and some of it's silly. "Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. The devil's in the house of the rising sun." The rising sun, isn't that Japan? They're in Japan? Georgia, Japan. You didn't know it was in Japan, did you? "Chickens in the bread pan, picking out dough. Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no. Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no." This is the song that he has chosen to beat the devil with in a fiddle contest. "Chicken in a bread pan, picking out dough, and Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no, he doesn't bite. He might bite the devil's tail." Now the devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. How? Who judged this? You would think Satan would just go, "Yeah, I win. No offense, but I win. I don't care if your granny's dog bites. Why are you putting that in a song?" He laid the golden fiddle at the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, "Devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. Because I told you once, you son of a bleep, I'm the best there's ever been." And then they do "Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chickens in the bread pan, picking out dough. Granny, does your dog bite? No, Satan, no." Okay, first off, there's the analogy. Break this down a little bit. First off, the devil should have something better to do than go to Georgia and look to pick a fiddle fight. Secondly, the fiddle is like one of the worst sounding instruments I've ever heard in my life. It's right up there with like the accordion and the maracas and some other terrible instruments. We need more cowbell. That's probably what we need. But why, of all the instruments in the universe that you could have perfected, Mr. Satan, why was the fiddle your choice of instruments? Why not play the violin? At least do some classical music. Why the fiddle? Why the redneck violin? It's a terrible instrument. Terrible. But the devil loses. He loses this fight to this kid named Johnny in Georgia, Japan, obviously, because it was in the House of the Rising Sun. Unless the House of the Rising Sun is New Orleans. Now, wait a minute. That's also the House of the Rising Sun. Wasn't that a song by somebody and it was in New Orleans? I think when they wrote the song, they might have been drinking a little bit too much moonshine because they got a little confused where they were. House of the Rising Sun, maybe Japan, maybe New Orleans, maybe Georgia. They might be in hell. Maybe we might be in hell. Great song, though. I love the song. One of the first songs I got to hear that had cussing in it. And it just, you know, when you're like 6 or 7 years old and you hear it, it's like, he said a swear. And it was fun. So, of course, I wanted to say it all the time, but I didn't because I would have gotten in trouble. So, that's what a song dissection is. I've done some exploratory surgery, and I found out the patient's a little sick. I don't know why Satan would have lost to any... Nobody should lose a song contest where one of the lines is, Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no. Nobody should ever lose unless you put those lyrics in your song. That's the loser. We're the losers because this is a lie. The devil won. The devil has Johnny's soul. This was a friend of Johnny's that wrote the song. Nobody named Johnny even wrote this song. Sorry, Johnny. I know you're probably rotten in hell right now, buddy. Because there's no way you won that contest with this. This song is an embellishment. Oh, it's a travesty. But every Friday I do these song dissections. Next week I'll have another song. I don't know what song. This was just the first song I wanted to do. And when I saw Granny, does your dog bite? No, child, no. I knew I had to do it. And there was another line in here that I was like, I couldn't believe. Devil deals the cards. I didn't know that one either. But, hey, if you like the video, hit the little like button, subscribe. I don't know what the bell does. There's a bell. But once again, I didn't sing. This is not me singing about it. It's just me talking about it. It's a good song, though. I do enjoy the song. I do enjoy a lot of the other stuff by the Charlie Daniels Band. So go to iTunes and download their stuff because it's good stuff. I have some of their stuff. So we'll end the video there. To all the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.